Hi guys, I just wanted to jump on here and speak through my results from the methylation report. It's been a little while. Apologies for taking a little bit of time getting on. Been a little bit sick. When I tell you, I am blown away. Little overview. The reason for me doing this methylation report is because I have been trying to save up for a psychiatrist, because in the last year or so I've had some big symptoms of ADHD, and I've been suffering with this my whole life really, but it's only been up until the last year that I've realised that, oh my god, it could be this. Thing is, ADHD and ADD looks so different in adults as it does in kids, and it also looks very different in women as it does in men. Typically, you know, we're known that ADHD is just where you're very hyperactive and you can't sit still, and all of these traits that are very common in men are very, very different in women. So yeah, basically that's my biggest reason for doing this. Being on the waiting list on the NHS to try and get a diagnosis or help has been a bit of a ball ache, to be honest. And psychiatrist appointments are so expensive. And when reading up Gary Brecka and all of his research and all of his studies, I was really intrigued by his whole methylation process. And yeah, I was just thinking, do you know what, if I can pay to get a methylation report and see if there's any breaks in my body in terms of what the nutrients is that I'm lacking, that could typically help me, and I just need to supplement and could potentially overcome all of these different breaks that I have that make me that are holding me back from functioning normally, then why would I not just do that? Plus, I find this stuff really interesting. This is like my own little research into it. So for all of you that are like, what on earth is a methylation genetic test? Basically, no form of like vitamin, amino acid, compound, protein is consumed into our body in the format that we put it in. So all of these things need to be absorbed, they need to be transformed, they need to be refined into their useful form. And this whole process is called methylation. But if these things can't be converted, that means that there's a break in some of these genes and you have a deficiency. And this is what can cause a lot of our symptoms, a lot of the way that we are feeling. You know, you could have gut issues, you could suffer with a lot of ADHD traits like myself. And I also suffer with so many gut issues as well. If you guys are following me, you might already know that. So this is another reason why I was doing this test. Our body doesn't understand all of these nutrients as they come in. Like, they need to be broken down. And if they're not being able to be broken down, that means that your body is basically deficient in something. And your body needs these things to be able to break them down and basically form them into their useful traits. But yeah. So that's this whole methylation process. With Gary Brecka's, the 5 genes that they test for, and they test for all the different breaks, are the MTHFR, which typically is a gene that can cause symptoms of anxiety, panic attacks, depression, gut issues, racing mind. You've got the MTR gene, which typically can cause issues in your lower gut, gas, bloating, diarrhea, constipation. You then got the MTRR, which is an upper gut. It can cause heartburn, acid reflux, short temper, all of these kind of things. You then got the AHCY gene, which is more evolved around your mind. So this can cause symptoms like addiction or behaviors. You know, you could be drawn to having more of like an addictive personality, or go to drugs or eating. You could have high blood pressure. And then you've also got the COMT gene, which again is focused around the mind. And often people with these gene breaks will find traits like being a perfectionist, OCD, ADHD, racing thoughts, poor sleep because of your racing thoughts, high self-drive, low self-worth. These are the main ones that the Gary Brecka one focuses around. However, I did find a test on mybodyfabulous, and they focus actually on 22 genes, including these ones. I'm not a genius in this topic. Again, like I said, I've been doing my own research and kind of fascinated by it all. When I gave them my details when submitting for the test, they said to me, anything we should be aware of while you're doing the test. I specifically said no symptoms or anything, just for research purposes, because I was a bit skeptical myself. You never really know, and plus I want it to be completely like they're just taking my swab. So you basically get a swab in your gums and you mix it around and you send it back off. But I just wanted to give them that, for them to then come back and tell me what it is that my body is basically needing, what genes are okay, not okay. And yeah, when I tell you, it took about 2 weeks for it to come back. And then I chose for a video call to basically go through it the following day. So it must have been about a week ago now I got it back, but blown away, literally blown away. I've got my test in front of me right now so I can read it through. The way that it comes back is red, yellow, green. If it's green, it means that there's no issues typically. If it's yellow, it means there's like your body can produce 40% of these things to help break it into this gene. If it's red, it means that your body's not able to produce this. Like you can't, there's no way that you can even eat food to help with getting all of these nutrients in. Your body's lacking being able to convert. So that being said, if you've got any of these red or yellow results, this means that your body's not being able to transform and take any of these nutrients that you're taking in, or these forms you're putting in your body, and they're not able to transform it into the form that we need to work and function properly. Now, the ones that have come back with mine has been red in the COMT gene, and this is the one for mind and based around perfectionism, ADHD, racing thoughts, poor sleep, high self-drive, low self-worth. This was red on mine. That blew my mind, literally blew my mind. It's saying that this gene, the COMT gene, is broken. Your body is not able to take any nutrients and form it into this gene that we need, given me basically what I need to do to supplement for this one for myself. It's really important that you go to a pharmaceutical before asking yourself what it is your body could be missing, because literally adding these supplements in could change your life. And I'm really excited, to be honest, because I had the MTRR gene, which was like acid reflux, heartburn, upper gut. This one was deficient as well. It wasn't red, thinking about yellow, but the mind and gut, the anxiety one, and the gut and the racing thoughts, again, came back red for me. But yeah, I've got a full-on report here with everything that's broken. And I've, like, even there's one here I'm reading, impaired intestinal absorption. There's another one here saying that I haven't got enough methylfolate in my cycle. I have folate deficiency again, so I shouldn't be eating wheat, because apparently that's something that it's hard. I don't really know in that terms, to be honest. But a lot of mine was very B12 orientated, all of the B supplements and vitamins. I had a call with a lady, I can't actually remember her name, that's really bad. I think it's Amanda. But yeah, she basically went through it with me and let me know what supplements it is that I need. And so I've ordered all of those. They literally come like yesterday. So I'm going to start taking them. Pretty excited, to be honest, because if you actually think about it, most people think that illnesses are passed on. In a lot of the cases it can be, but generally it's actually just the inability to refine and transform all of the materials that we consume into their useful form. So if we're able to give our bodies these nutrients, then our body's able to perform how they should be. This could be life-changing. Personally, for me, I needed B12, I needed methylfolate, I needed just a general multivitamin, SAM-E as well, and what else did I needed? I needed to cut down on anything turmeric, eat no wheat. Choline I needed as well, remember that one. If there's a few. So I'm gonna keep supplementing these now for about, I don't know, four weeks, and hopefully after 4 weeks I will see a big difference. Everything that came back just makes sense. Like I said, I didn't tell them anything, so I'm pretty excited. I would definitely recommend for people to go and get themselves a test. This is not sponsored, by the way. Gary Brecka, mybodyfabulous do not even do any like sponsorship deals. I did ask them. I'm here literally just shouting out my experience. I want to help people as much as I can, and as much as myself as well. This could literally change my life. Fingers crossed. The only thing with this as well, I think going my whole life living the way that I've been living, even if this does really help me, which I'm sure it will, I have definitely formed coping mechanisms in placement of this, so the coping mechanisms will still be here. So I definitely need to try and cut back on those and find different ways of getting through, but I am pretty excited. Some genes were broken that were which caused cancer and infertility as well. It's really interesting to have a little look and overview of what's going on in my body. Do stay tuned. I'm gonna let you guys know how the supplements are going. Fingers crossed. I've got one more supplement to come. And yeah, the actual test through mybodyfabulous was about 300 quid, I believe. Which seems like a lot, but if you're trying to save up for a psychiatrist appointment and then get an assessment and then go on pharmaceutical drugs, that's going to be more expensive. And it could be that your body's just lacking a certain nutrients or ability to get nutrients. So highly recommend it. I'm very excited. Stay tuned. And yeah, have a good one.